Hello everyone, good to see you. You might have guessed we're going in for an unusual hat theme here. I thought might be quite entertaining to wear a different hat every time I address you here. I'm in my workshop today, so I was thinking, well, should I do this one from school? Should I do it from the garden? Well, the weather's not too grand, and I thought it's Sunday afternoon, we can get this ready. So I've got my workshop all set up as an office at home. And so today I am a creature. Make up your mind which one it is. You're used to me wearing hats, especially in the summertime when I like to wear my straw hat. Usually in the winter time it's the flat tweed cap. So yeah, I wonder who this. I'm sure this belonged to one of my children. I just fished it out of the cupboard and been keeping me warm in the garden. You might be able to hear in a minute the hail coming down on the roof of my workshop, so you'll know that this was Sunday afternoon and that's when it was recorded. In fact, the silly hat thing's been going on with the teachers this week as well, because every day we have a meeting together via a video chat, so we can all talk about how we're doing ourselves. We can talk about the conversations that teachers have been having with you and with your grown-ups, about the learning opportunities that we want to provide for you, the things that you're doing at the moment, and of course importantly thinking ahead to the weeks to come, how we are going to develop learning and opportunities for teaching you in a way that actually we've never done before. It's interesting. Bear with us, it will develop as the days progress. So I wanted to start off by reflecting a bit. Last week I talked to you about our tree in our hall and how each of the roots has one of our values on it, and how it's those values that help us to know in life what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what's helpful, all those kinds of things. Well, I wonder, have you given much thought to the people in our world who are keeping everything running for us at the moment when we're finding life just a bit more difficult than usual? I bet you could tell me now which people's jobs you think are the most important. I'm going to leave a pause there while you think about that. I'm willing to bet that most of you came up with the answer that it was doctors or nurses or a combination of the two. And that's certainly true, because they are working incredibly hard to make sure that they can look after poorly people and that they can actually make sure we've got all the services we need. There are other people, of course, and they call them essential workers. Essential workers are also the people whose children are sometimes attending school at the moment, so their mums and dads can go out and do their essential jobs. And who has an essential job? A footballer? A nurse? An astronaut? Someone who runs a toy shop perhaps, or a sweet shop? I'm sure you've got a pretty good fix on who's got an essential job. And at the moment, if we're talking about shops, of course, you can only go to a shop that sells medicine or that sells food. And there's a good reason for that, because those are the shops really that we chiefly need for the things that we have to have in our everyday lives. So think about some of the other shops that have been shut in the last few weeks. Shops that sell, I don't know, jewellery, toys. Can we live without those things? Yeah, we certainly can. If I asked you to choose between food and toys now, I think you'd pretty much understand where I was coming from. So the people who produce our food, for example, those who make sure it gets to our shops, those who serve us in the shops, incredibly important people. It's also important for you to know that they are not always the most well rewarded people in our world. They won't get paid as much as some other people, like footballers, for example. It's a strange world, and sometimes the things that we value aren't necessarily rewarded in the way that we might expect, and you might have a view about that. The same is true of other people like those who collect our rubbish at the end of the week. If our rubbish wasn't collected, and the bins were full of food rubbish that was going off, and it was encouraging rodents like rats and mice and things like that to come along, actually that's a real risk to our health. So those people are performing a vital task for us. And of course, not forgetting others like the police, who make sure that people behave in the way they ought to, that the laws are abided by, and they keep all of us safe. I'd like you to be thinking during the course of this week, when you've got time to have a chat with your grown-ups, how shall we say thank you to those people who are doing so much to make sure that we are safe and well cared for, and that we have the things that we need every day? Get creative. I've heard of some amazing things in the last few days talking to one or two friends, and I'm sure, knowing all of you, that you'll be able to come up with some great thoughts on this. Please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you. And later on in the week, I'll be putting up a story for you. I hope you're all staying indoors, staying safe, and being good for your mum and dad or your grown-ups at home, and helping out with things. Really looking forward to hearing from you. Bye bye for now.